Welcome back to the cryptoworld channel, everyone. My name is Josh, and right now, it's not only Bitcoin running into important short-term support, we are also now seeing Ethereum run into critical support in the short term, which I'll talk about later in the video, so definitely watch to the end. First of all, just giving you a really quick update here on the 4-day Bitcoin chart. And right now, as of recording this video, the price of Bitcoin is still finding strong resistance at around $31,000. And obviously, as of right now, and as I've also been saying recently on the channel, we have not yet confirmed a breakout above this significant resistance because we still need to see at least a weekly candle close, ideally well above 31,000 in order to be confident that we're actually breaking out to the upside. So at least for now, this is still the strong resistance to pay attention to on the larger time frames. And on top of that, technically speaking, we're also still within this larger bullish trend. So as of right now, the bullish trend has not been invalidated on the larger time frames. It's just at the same time, we are running into important resistance, which is why the price is struggling a little bit in the shorter term. And now if you zoom into the daily Bitcoin chart, once again, the price of Bitcoin is still fighting this important resistance like what we saw back here. And on top of that, like I've been saying recently on the channel, we do have a confirmed bearish divergence on the daily time frame, which basically means we should not be expecting a lot of bullish momentum in the shorter term. And instead, we're likely going to see either some choppy sideways price action in a sideways price range, or potentially a bit more of a short-term pullback, talking about the coming days, maybe even over the next 1 week or so. So once again, just in the shorter term, that is what we should be expecting for now while this bearish divergence is currently playing out. But remember, this does not necessarily invalidate the larger bullish trend. It simply just means we're taking a pause from that larger bullish trend in the shorter term for now. And if you're looking at the daily Bitcoin MACD, as of right now, this is technically looking more bearish than bullish. But with that being said, it is showing very low momentum compared to some of these previous moves, which basically means we shouldn't necessarily expect a massive crash like what we saw in some of these previous examples. And instead, like I just said earlier, we should be expecting either some sideways price action or potentially a slight pullback over the coming days. And now, as I've also said recently on the channel, while the price of Bitcoin is playing out this pause from the bullish trend, basically cooling off the RSI, this can actually give us some more room to the upside later on if we eventually continue on with this larger bullish trend. And in that case, if we actually see a confirmed breakout above this strong resistance at around 31,000, then next, like I've been saying on the channel, we should be expecting a move up towards around 37,000, simply based on these important Fibonacci extensions. Obviously, these previous Fibonacci extensions have been perfect price targets throughout this larger bullish trend so far. And so it would be logical to assume that 37,000 should be the next important resistance or price target on the larger time frames if we first confirm a breakout above that 31k resistance. And another reason why 37,000 could be a next price target if we confirm a breakout is due to a possible bullish flag pattern here on the 8-hour time frame, because technically the price target is sitting at around 37,000, but it is important to understand that as of right now, this price target for this potential bullish flag pattern is not yet in play. It is not yet active because as of right now, we have not seen a confirmed breakout well above this important resistance. So at least for now, this bullish flag pattern is technically forming, but it is not yet in play. It is not yet confirmed. And in fact, if we actually see a break below this support line, which is sitting at roughly around 29.9k, then in that case, if we see a confirmed break below that level with at least some candle closes back to the downside, then in that case, that would actually invalidate the formation phase for this pattern. And now, if you're zooming into the shorter term, this is on the 3-hour Bitcoin chart. And right now, as of recording this video, the price of Bitcoin is currently running into this important short-term area of support again, which is sitting in between around 29.9k to 30.1k. And obviously, over the last couple of weeks, we have seen a lot of bounces from this area of support. But like I just said, and as I've said in recent videos here on the channel, if we see a confirmed break back below around 29.9k with multiple candle closes back below that level, then that would potentially signal still more of a short-term bearish trend, which would look something like what we saw back here. And once again, even in that case, that doesn't necessarily invalidate the larger multi-month long bullish trend, because obviously on the larger time frames, it simply looks like a pullback or a correction within the larger bullish trend. But if you zoom into some smaller time frames, obviously it looks like more of a shorter term bearish trend, which could potentially play out over the next few weeks, possibly even over the next 1 month, if we first see a confirmed break below this support, which as of right now has not yet happened. So at least for now, at the time of recording this video, while the price of Bitcoin is still holding above this support, in the shorter term, we're looking relatively neutral because the price is still in this sideways price range. And as for resistance, we have this area sitting in between around 30.8k to 31k. And above that, we also have some resistance at around 31.3k. So overall, just in the shorter term, as of right now, I am still leaning neutral, not overly bullish or overly bearish for the price of Bitcoin, but I'll start to flip more bearish again in the short term if we see a confirmed break below this support. But whether that happens or not in the short term, on the larger time frames, I'm still leaning much more bullish than bearish or neutral. As I've been saying since the beginning of this year, we're still in a larger bullish trend. But anyway, now getting into the Ethereum part of this video, this is on the daily ETH to US dollar chart. And once again, as I've been saying recently on the channel, the price of ETH is playing out a perfect rejection from this shorter term level of resistance, which is sitting in between around $2,000 to 2030. And as for support on the daily time frame, we have this important area of support right here, sitting in between around 1770 to 1820. And once again, like Bitcoin, on the daily time frame, the price of ETH is technically within a larger bullish trend. It's just in the immediate short term. Obviously, at the moment, we are taking a bit of a pause from the larger trend. And now, if you're taking a look at the daily Ethereum price oscillators, as of right now, the daily Ethereum RSI is looking neutral to bullish, while the daily Ethereum MACD is currently looking very neutral because it's showing almost no momentum, at least for now, in the shorter term. So this basically means we should not really be expecting significant movements on the chart, and instead we're likely going to see relatively mild price action in the shorter term. And now, speaking of the short term, looking at the 4-hour ETH to US dollar chart, and right now, as of recording this video, the price of ETH is running into this important short-term support, which is based on two significant support lines. First of all, we have this ascending line of support based on these previous lows, which is sitting at around 1890 to 1.9k. And on top of that, we also have the golden pocket, the most important Fibonacci level, which is really a price range, which is currently sitting in between around 1890 to 1.9k. And this was also previous resistance right here and is now acting as new support. So at least in the short term, on the smaller time frames, this area of support in between 1890 to 1.9k is one of the most important levels. And so if the price actually confirms a break below that support, then in that case, we would almost certainly see a breakdown towards around 1870, which is where the next support is sitting at. And if that level does not hold, then the next support is sitting at around 1820 to 1830. And as for short-term resistance, we should find a bit of resistance at around 1920, and above that, we should also find some more resistance at around 1945 to 1950 approximately. And now, if you want to know how you can still easily profit in the crypto market, even if the price is dumping, then make sure to watch these videos popping up right here on your screen. The video in the top left shows you how to make money no matter if the price is bullish or bearish, and the video in the bottom left shows you how you can easily profit from a choppy sideways price range like Bitcoin is right now. But anyway, that's everything that I have to say for today. I really hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you all in the next video.